Well, good evening. Good evening, everybody. My name is Willie Lawson. This is the evening report. This is a small experiment just to see if it's something that we could possibly do. We do a morning report with Space Bar Productions every morning, Monday through Friday. We've been doing that for over nearly 600 times, which is pretty amazing. When we start talking about podcasts, doing them 600 times is pretty impressive, I think. And what we hope to do is to expand what we're doing. This is the time where I think that conservative social media is kind of getting a break, and with what's happening on Twitter, we're getting a little bit more leeway on Facebook. My goodness, and Instagram. So that my deal is to strike while the iron is hot. There's no reason not to hit it when we can hit it. So we're going to try that. We're going to try expanding. We're going to try to get our friend Paul on a lot more and see what we can do, especially in the next 60 days. We can use, as you can tell, we're not using a green screen here. The sort of cheesy green screen that we use from Zoom. We're just going. This is the background. My wife is going to freak out. I need to clean this up. But this is how we work. That thing back there is a heater. It's not on now, but it's been on this week because it's our last week because it was cold. And we are sitting at our computer. I got my you hear that? That's my yoke for my flight simulator and my throttle quadrant and my rudder pedals are down here. Feel good to have your feet in rudder pedals. It really does. But in any case, we're going to try to do something in the evening. Like maybe not now, because now it's kind of late on the East Coast. It's 1:26 on the East Coast. But maybe something for sure earlier. A sort of evening report. And this is the kind of stuff that, and I'm going to show you the kind of stuff that we would do. There's an article from our friends at Hot Air. And it is kind of amazing, really. It's really super amazing because there is a case where a Toronto hospital security guards killed a woman in March of 2020 for not pulling up her mask. Yeah, they killed a woman. For not pulling up her mask. And I know a lot of times, there are headlines like that, or we say stuff like that, that's not really the entire thing, but that's really the entire thing. Okay. Now, they were originally charged with manslaughter and criminal negligence, but a judge has tossed the case because, reasons. There really isn't much dispute about what happened. That's the crazy part. Although one of the guards involved intentionally, check this out, turned the security camera away from the scene of the crime as it was happening. He knew he was being recorded and moved the camera. And another lied to police about what happened. He later was forced to admit deceiving investigators when he was shown the security footage contradicting his statement. That's okay, though. He apologized. I never would have said the things I said in there if I knew there were a video. I never would have lied if I knew that you were going to catch me in a lie. That's some sort of world-class remorse, right? This is a tweet from Real Andy Lee show. Warnier was presumed, this is the woman, to have COVID-19 and had her mask down. Video shows guards confronting her. Less than 3 minutes after the altercation, she was wheeled away unconscious, never to wake up again. Never to wake up again. That is absolutely amazing. They killed this woman. They killed this woman. They killed her. And they got away with it. And they got away with it. Now, Danielle Stephanie Warner sits in the hospital wearing a little more than a pale blue medical gown. Got her in that stupid show your goodies gown, okay? The woman had COPD. So she went to the hospital because, surprise, she was having trouble breathing. And if you know anything about COPD, that's part of the problem. Now, whether she could breathe with that mask on or not, we don't know. But she was having trouble breathing as it was. So being like this was probably restrictive and kind of freaked her out. So she had it down. Wait, let me get my mask. So she could breathe. Well, these guards, this overzealous guards, decided that she wasn't fulfilling the course of the mandate, and ended up throwing her up against the wall. She was a little woman. So, of course, after the camera was turned away, guards approached the 43-year-old woman, pushed her against the wall, and restrained her on the ground before she lost consciousness. They killed her. These scenes are part of evidence that would have been heard at trial of the guards charged with Warner's death at the Toronto General Hospital on May 2020. However, now that won't happen. In a surprise move by an Ontario judge on November 22nd, the case against the guards has been squashed, and the trial that was supposed to begin this May was struck from the docket. Now, Warner's sister, Denise, told CBC News that there's been no accountability, and there's a gaping hole in my heart. She was a very tiny woman who was clearly unwell, dealing with respiratory distress, and they wrangled her to her death. There was no lawful reason for them to ever have put hands on her, her sister says. They ought to have been put to a trial. And now they won't because the judge decided that that's not how it's going to work. A judge decided it's over. Why? Well, because. Just because. Now, my friends, this is one of the reasons why there can be no COVID. I'm sorry, I'm looking down here. There can be no COVID amnesty. There simply can be no COVID amnesty. It can't happen. It simply cannot, under any circumstances, happen. These folks that wish death, literally, death on the rest of us, have to be held accountable, don't you think? Don't you think they should be held accountable? Don't you think? Yeah, I think they should be held accountable. And in order to hold them accountable, we can't just simply go, well, nobody really knew what was going on, and blah, 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 freaking blah. No. There are some people like these guards who need to go to jail. They need to go to the slammer. To the slammer. That shirt? Yeah, I wore that a lot in 2020. Yes. Oh, and you can get it too. You can go to our website at fightbackmedia.com, fightbackmedia.com, and you can get that shirt and wear it. No We will not comply. If indeed you are somebody who maybe you won't say anything, you will let the T-shirt talk for you. There you go. There you are. You can get it from the website. Anyway, so this is why there can be no COVID amnesty. Let's see. I'm looking for. Let me see if I can find it. Hang on a second. Yeah, we're not going to be as organized as the. Let's see if I can get this picture to you. Let's see if I can get this picture to you. Maybe. No. Because I want to show you this picture of a picture of this poor woman that was killed. So you can see that she's quite a hardy woman. Hardy. Not hardy. Slight. Really slight. Let's see if I can. I don't know if I can. Let's see. I don't even know where this is here on the confuser, because I think it's important. And I'm failing here. And I'm failing big time here. I don't know what that is. Give me a second here. Nope. Showing all of the files. Give me just a second here. I think I've got so many. I've got so much stuff here. I don't know if that's even going to work, but let's try it. Maybe. Maybe. Hang on. There we go. This is the woman. You can tell she's a big, beefy woman with COPD that was smashed against the wall while wearing a hospital gown. Or wearing a hospital gown, murdered by two security guards. Literally murdered by two security guards in Canada. Murdered. Murdered. And you wonder why, and people, and you say, really? So you can't, no, let's see if I can get this too. This is a tweet. I think I can get this. Hang on a second. This is a tweet from Jamie Lee Curtis back in, when was it, 2021. Yes, and this is obviously a tweet from Jamie Lee Curtis. Let's see if I can, I'll just put that there, or try to. Oops. Can I read it to you? I'll read it to you. It says, I hope all out there in the Twitterverse that the moment of your death, your final words are not, I wish I had taken the vaccine. Really? Really? Is she wishing death on people who decided not to take the vaccine? Yes. Yes. She is wishing death. Wait a minute, I can show it to you. Hang on a second. There you go. I hope all out there in the Twitterverse, at the moment of your death, your final words are not, I wish I had, because they told us that everybody who didn't take the vaccine was going to die. And they kept telling us that the people who were getting the virus and dying were people who were unvaccinated. And what we found out, that was not true. It's not true. But the blue checks on Twitter were saying this kind of stuff. It's interesting. I saw a tweet from Elon Musk recently, and he said all the things that people said were conspiracies about Twitter are turning out to be true. And this is from Elon. Elon, who is dug into Twitter now because he owns it. He said all the things that people were saying were conspiracies and just conspiracy theories. You can have a conspiracy and not be a theory. It can actually be a conspiracy. You can actually do time for conspiracies. If you conspire to murder somebody, that's a conspiracy, and you can actually go to jail for that. So there are, obviously, there are people who put forth some of these conspiracy theories that aren't really theories. They were actually true. They were actually conspiracies that had been ginned up and that were taking place between Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and the federal government and parts of the federal government, including the CIA and the FBI and the White House. The White House had a special phone line, a bat phone, to Twitter. The CDC had a bat phone to Twitter. Oh, we see some tweets here. You need to get on these. Thank you, Commissioner. It's crazy. So as far as being able to decide that we're going to have some sort of amnesty, some sort of some sort of COVID amnesty, I don't think so. You think so? Write it down in the comments. All right, it's late. We got to get out of here and make it for somebody else. So until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sakes, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, take care of yourself. We'll see you when we see you. Bye-bye now.